The LIV fiasco keeps on getting wilder. In these past months, we've seen the Saudi-backed golf league go after big names, hoping to benefit from their star power and gain a bigger audience. But things aren't really working in their favor right now. In today's video, we'll be talking about how even though LIV has a star-studded lineup for their tournaments, they still are unable to get a good amount of viewership. Let's get started. First up, let's see why LIV Golf's not raking in many views. LIV has been pretty successful in gathering a lot of publicity. With international media coverage, there's scarcely anyone who hasn't come across this new Saudi-backed golf league. Now, we know that hardly any of this publicity is in the league's favor. Several media outlets are covering less than flattering aspects of it, and many players have criticized it openly. So LIV, as it turns out, is getting all sorts of attention. But is this attention helping them get the viewers they need? Now, that's an important question. Let's put some numbers in front of you. This would help you reach a decisive conclusion. Reports have come out saying that the tickets for the LIV tournament held at Bedminster last week were being sold for as cheap as $1 on the secondary market. Their original price was $75, but no one probably saw true value in going to the show. And if we talk about the live streams on social media platforms, then that's a completely different story. Facebook had less than 1,000 concurrent views, but their YouTube channel, however, was able to get up to 60,000 views. Their viewership on YouTube sounds pretty impressive, but on the course, things weren't nearly as good as this. Although the authorities haven't really released an official statement, those in attendance have claimed that there were only a few thousand spectators in the audience. Now, an average PGA Tour event is able to gather a crowd of roughly 20,000. This, we are sure, will be causing some major problems for the LIV marketing teams, who had so boldly gone with the slogan, "Golf, but louder." Up till now, the only loud thing we've seen about LIV Golf is the controversy. And just to put things into perspective, on the same weekend, PGA Tour's Canadian Open was being broadcasted on Golf Channel, where it had 812,000 viewers. The number of viewers increased to 2.78 million when CBS took over the coverage. The viewers for the Saudi-backed league are definitely decreasing, and there's some proper reasoning behind that. Let's break the reasons down for you. First up, PGA Tour fans aren't really willing to ditch them for the LIV League. Now, the controversy-ridden league might have 4 of the 5 highest-paid golfers, or they might boast of having 9 of the most recent 19 Masters winners, but one thing they can't do is sway the true players who are passionate about the game. And it's because of this that they aren't really able to get their fans too. Dustin Johnson, as it turns out, is the only golfer from the world's top 20 who is competing in the LIV Golf League. But when they tried to reach out to Tiger Woods with a pretty hefty paycheck, the all-time star simply said, "No thank you." A recent survey conducted by Morning Consult shows that only 16% of the PGA Tour's fans tuned in to watch the first ever LIV Golf event that took place in London last month. So it's probably because of this that the audience finds the tournament not worth tuning in. Reports have shown that if the top players were playing with LIV, then there would be a huge increase in its publicity. And another important factor is that the matches should become accessible. Right now, there's no TV deal for the league, which has led to decreased views. It's weird seeing that even people with such deep pockets have yet to secure a deal with American channels to ensure broadcasting. And from the looks of it, they might just encounter some more problems along the way. Now, the league was able to lure big names such as Dustin Johnson and Phil Mickelson away from the prestigious PGA Tours with a lot of money, but no channel in America is showing what's going on in these tournaments. The league is only able to broadcast its events through its social media platforms. As it turns out, the networks are very pleased airing only events held by the PGA Tours. Reports have claimed that several LIV representatives held meetings with different broadcasters, but weren't able to reach any substantive discussion regarding the media rights agreements. Currently, even popular streaming platforms aren't willing to show the tournaments through their platforms. Even services such as Peacock or ESPN Plus are happy staying away from this new league. And the number of people tuning in through YouTube, Facebook, or LIV's official site isn't so big that any network would think that they're missing out on a lucrative opportunity. Well, it's become apparent that LIV Golf has got their work cut out for them. And lastly, controversies are of course keeping everyone at bay. That's right, LIV Golf has been accused multiple times of sports washing and letting the human rights violations in Saudi Arabia slide. Activists and several PGA players have raised their concerns on a range of platforms, warning people of the consequences if they continue to support the league. And it looks like they've been pretty successful so far. Now, here's some more spicy news from the world of LIV Golf that you should know. First up, the league had a pretty tough start at the Bedminster event. As we've already established that the crowds at the most recent LIV tournament were pretty thin, it's easy to assume that the players were already on the edge. After all, they did go through that huge drama of leaving PGA tours and then getting suspended from there, followed by some ugly lawsuits. Well, imagine having gone through all this and then someone from the spectators directs a pretty inappropriate comment at you just as you're about to swing. This is what Phil Mickelson had to go through in Bedminster this last weekend. While he took his stance on the course, one of the spectators yelled, "Do it for the Saudi royal family!" Now, we can't be the only ones who find this funny, and to be very honest, this was expected by many. Mickelson didn't take the shot just then and waited while the security dealt with the fan. He was let off with a warning and wasn't removed from the grounds, probably because of the already thin crowds present at the venue. Mickelson is definitely the one player who has gathered the most controversy regarding the LIV tournament. He's currently being sued by the US-based tour for having lured players towards the Saudi-backed venture. Well, going through this was probably worth it, as the player reportedly received $200 million up front as a signing bonus. But we can safely assume that he'll be subjected to these weird comments consistently throughout his career with LIV. Next up, let's see why LIV players can't give a proper explanation as to why they left PGA. Recently, several players have been asked if they joined the LIV League for the sake of money, and almost all of them disagreed. Many have come forward stating that they changed the direction of their career for the sake of a fun environment or better competition. Now, we're not sure if this is the case because the best golfers in the world are still playing on the PGA Tour. Maybe the fun atmosphere they're talking about is the excitement of being paid up front, because other than that, the crowds and the viewership suggest otherwise. But whenever the golfers have been asked about the human rights violations in Saudi Arabia, they've been pretty hesitant while answering the question. Most of them just talk about how things have changed over the years. It seems that no one is ready to hold them accountable. And well, if they actually do that, then it'll directly interfere with their paychecks. Lastly, we have Justin Thomas bashing LIV and its players. The Saudi golf venture has made many angry, but it turns out that the world's number 7 has a lot to say. Justin Thomas recently opened up about how players refusing the fact that they joined LIV for the money annoys him to the core. He recently refused a pretty big offer made by the league, through which he would easily have earned $1 million. Thomas made these comments on a recent episode of the No Laying Up broadcast. He also mentioned that there's no competition between the newbie and the prestigious showcases of golf that have been around for a long time. According to him, LIV Golf Tournament can't hold a candle to the Ryder or the President's Cup. And quite frankly, he's not at all wrong. Money can't magically achieve all the authenticity and success that these showcases have gathered over the years. Now, no one wants that. That's a wrap for this video, guys. What are your thoughts on the LIV versus PGA drama? Do you think there will be an increase in the league's viewership anytime soon? Let us know what you think in the comments down below. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe to our channel for more awesome videos like this.